So when it says love fulfills the law, the Greek word there is plerou. And it's the same word used in Matthew chapter 5, I believe in verse 17, when it says that the law of God, I did not come to do away or to destroy or to abolish the law. I came to fulfill it, plerou. And the Greek word plerou means to fill up in meaning, to bring fullness of purpose. Matter of fact, unfortunately, many pastors, teachers, and in full denominations have believed that the word fulfill means to do away. It means to complete, because the word plerou also means to finish. But it does not mean to do away with, and let's prove it in just a moment by going and finding out one of the first times that the word plerou is used in the New Testament is back in Matthew chapter 3, verse 15. The word fulfill, plerou. In Matthew chapter 3, verse 15, the exact same word is used, and watch how it's used. But Jesus, Yeshua, answered and said to him, permit it to be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he allowed him. So think about this for a moment. We have the word fulfill being used here, that Jesus fulfilled all righteousness. Are we to believe that if the word fulfill means to do away, that he did away with all righteousness? That there's no way for righteousness to exist on the earth? We know, obviously, that's not the case, because scores of times throughout the New Testament, it talks about righteous men and how to be righteous, and encourages us to be righteous. Well, if that's the case, it's impossible for us to be righteous, because Jesus did away with all righteousness. He fulfilled it. He brought it to a completion. He did not bring righteousness to a completion. You see, the law of God did have a form of righteousness, because when you're trying to put together a puzzle or a remote control car or a model car, you're reading the instructions for whatever you're building. And you're becoming righteous because you're actually taking the time to read the instructions of what the designer wants the final product to look like. But there's no way, because the instruction manual is written beyond a language that you can understand, that you'll totally get the model exactly right. But the mere fact that you're trying creates righteousness. But then all of a sudden Yeshua comes along, the one who, or the person who wrote the instructions, and they just bring the model car in exactly the way it's supposed to look. What that is doing is fulfilling the instruction manual to the T. It's not bringing the instruction manual to the T that no one else is supposed to now build a model car. But now we know how to build the model car because we see exactly what it's supposed to look like. That's what he's talking about when he says, I fulfill all righteousness, is I'm bringing the fullness of all the meaning. I am finishing the instruction manual. I'm giving you what I left off in the instruction manual, which is my spirit, the intention and the meaning and the purpose behind the black letters on the page. And that's what's happening back in Matthew chapter 3, verse 15. That's what's happening in Romans chapter 13 and Romans chapter 10, is that the law is not putting an end to all righteousness. It's bringing an end to us trying and getting it wrong. He's showing us the final product and fulfilling the perfection of the glory of His Father through His righteousness, being right. We finally know what it means to be perfectly right, standing before Yahweh.